Hi, my name is Charlotte Smith. I will be graduating from the University of Alabama in May of 2019. A few months ago, I started working at the Woodlands, which is an apartment complex here in Tuscaloosa. My daily tasks there do include making phone calls to potential residents, making promos, making files, doing whatever other office work needs to be done that day. I work with 14 other college students, so this job has definitely taught me a lot about teamwork. We might have days where we have to make 100 plus phone calls to potential residents, and there's only 3 or 4 of us working that day. So if one of my coworkers or even myself decides to slack that day and only make 10 phone calls, then that's just going to be a lot more work for the rest of us to pick up that slack. And there have definitely been instances where someone maybe has a test later that day that they really need to study for, or they've just been having a really tough week. And we all understand, we've all been there, and we're all more than happy to help pick up the slack in that instance. However, there have definitely been times where myself and my coworkers are having to stay late, maybe on a Sunday, because we've had all weekend to complete 30 files, and whoever worked Saturday only did 3 or 4 of them, so we're having to pick up that slack to make sure the job gets done. Not only has this job taught me the importance of teamwork, but also that people are going to slack, and I'm going to have to do everything I can to make sure that the job gets done, and also that I myself cannot slack and leave that work for other people. As a speech therapist, it's very important to be able to work as a team, so that way, not only to make it easier on the client and the parent, but if I'm having to work with teachers, with physical therapists, audiologists, and whoever else as a team, if I'm not doing what I need to do, not only is that going to cause a lot more work for the other members of the team, the teacher, the audiologist, whoever, that's going to create a lot more hardships for the family, and ultimately it's really just going to hurt the client who's not getting the treatment they need. I do think as a speech therapist, not only is teamwork important, but being able to counsel is also extremely important, not only for the client who maybe doesn't really understand the disorder and doesn't know what the future holds, what treatment they'll be doing, everything like that. It's also very important to be there for the family and to be able to have compassion for them and help explain everything as best you can, and even just be there for them when they're going through this hard time. I think it's also very important for a speech therapist to help spread awareness about speech therapy. My sophomore year of college, we had a project where we had to take a speech sample from someone under the age of 4. And I worked with my friend's little cousin who was just under 4 at the time. And when I was listening back on that recording and writing out the speech sample, it took me 6-7 hours to get that 20-minute speech sample because this kid had such terrible articulation. I had no idea what he was saying half the time. And I had actually gone back and talked to the mother, and she had no idea that he could even be evaluated for speech therapy. She thought that he had to wait until he went to school for that. And I do think that a lot of parents and even potentially older clients don't know that speech therapy is an option. And I think a lot of parents, especially parents with their first kid, if their 3-year-old's only saying 2 or 3 words, or their 6-year-old's articulation is so bad you don't know what they're saying, that they're not just going to grow out of that. They do need to get evaluated for speech, and there could even be another underlying problem there. I also think that it's very important for speech therapists to get back to their community. I have a professor here at Alabama that works with Hear Alabama, where she and a group of other audiologists do go out in the community and give free hearing screenings to people in Tuscaloosa. And I would absolutely love, as a speech therapist, to be able to potentially give free evaluations to the people in my community, but also, like I said, to spread the awareness of speech, since we are social beings and communication is so extremely important in our everyday lives. And I cannot wait to go to grad school and to get my master's and to be a speech therapist in a few years. And I really do think that your university is a right fit for me, and I look so forward to hearing back from y'all. Thank you.